The Netflix show Heartstopper is a love story that seems as if it came right out of a fairy tale. And what makes this newly released show so special is its charming cast of teenage actors. But what is the cast hiding from us? We are here to spill some beans. Nerve-wracking audition. Locke is the person who gave life to our introverted ideal Charlie Spring. But do you know that it's his first acting debut, and for the audition for this role, Joe had to compete with more than 10,000 actors. And in the end, he got the part, which is what matters most. Another interesting thing about Locke that you might not know is that he is an Instagram influencer with a pretty large following, and it might be because of how good he dresses up. Not a newbie. Kit Connor plays the character of Nick Nelson, who apparently is the straightest guy in school, but maybe not. However, does Kit look a bit familiar to you? Well, yes, because what you don't know is that he's been working in the film industry for over a decade now. He has done some pretty successful movies like Rocketman, War and Peace, and Grantchester, so he isn't a newbie in the world of acting. Also, Kit doesn't post a lot about it, but he's also a musician. While you're at it, just know that Kit didn't even audition for the role of Nick as he wanted to play Charlie, but the writer immediately saw a glimpse of Nick in him. The unsolved mystery. Corinna Brown, aka Tara Jones, has a pretty strong character in the show, and that resembles her real self a lot. She's resilient and brave, but the best thing about her is that she's good at keeping secrets. Her personal life is a mystery to her fans, and she doesn't post anything about her parents just to keep them away from the spotlight and let them live a normal life. It should also be noted that Corinna never posts anything about her love interests either, so at this point we aren't even sure if there is one. But what most people don't know about her is that she took official acting classes and graduated from acting school about 2 years ago. She's so secretive about her life that people don't know even her birth year, which makes it even more difficult to figure out how old she really is. Not only that, this super talented actress is a professional dancer, choreographer, and researcher, so she's basically the master of all trades. Bad family times. Whenever Yasmin Finney is on the screen, we are mesmerized by her charisma. What's more, she totally nailed the character of Elle Argent. But you might not know how big of a celebrity Yasmin is on TikTok. She creates content that is very inspiring and mainly revolves around subjects of being trans and a woman of color, which is absolutely amazing in this day and age. You should also know that she's a huge advocate for human rights, especially trans rights. But the thing that even her TikTok fans don't know is that she doesn't have the best relationship with her family. Her coming out story got pretty ugly, and she has hinted in a lot of her videos that she doesn't talk to a lot of her family members. Apparently her family wasn't supportive of her at all, and reports even say that she doesn't meet with her close relatives. Despite being away from her family, she did very well career-wise, and she must be proud of it. Secret character. Rhea Norwood is playing a very new character of Imogen in the series that wasn't included in the novel, so it's a lot more responsibility too. A sneaky secret about Rhea's character is that she's highly favoured by the writer. So much so that the author of the novel herself has revealed that her character is the best. Also, another interesting thing about her character was that she wasn't allowed to reveal being part of the show on her Instagram because the author wanted her character to be a pleasant surprise. Other than that, Rhea is also studying professional acting and has done multiple plays and a short film at just the age of 20. Her character in the show is not just glamorous, but has a very interesting arc according to the author, and it will be revealed in the upcoming seasons. Underdog of the show. Our favourite bookworm, Isaac Henderson, is played by Toby Donovan in the series, and the way he stood out in the series is pretty great to watch. Though he didn't have a lot of lines, he ended up becoming an absolute favourite for everyone. But the thing you should know about Toby is that this series was his debut too, and his character was never really present in the novel. So the character was created by Netflix, and he had to somehow fit into the story. He had a bit of difficulty fitting in initially, but he ended up having a lot of fun. Want to know a secret? Well, it's reported that Toby is going to have a proper character arc in the second season, and we'll see a lot more of him. Game of Thrones star. Sebastian, in the character of our dearest Ben Hope, looks truly mesmerizing. But did you know that he's a pretty experienced actor? In fact, his acting career started only at the age of 7. But the thing that might shock you is that this truly talented actor has dyslexia, which is a learning disability. He doesn't even like to read, but acting is his one true love. Another interesting thing about Sebastian that most people don't really know is that he was also nominated for a British Academy Award for his role in Horrible Stories. On top of that, Sebastian Croft starred in the world-famous series Game of Thrones, where he played the younger self of Ned Stark, which is a big achievement in itself. The hidden talent. Who doesn't like an overprotective friend? Well, William Gao is the beanie-wearing version of All My Protective Homies, portraying Teo Shu. He's sweet but also very fierce when it comes to his friends. But how is he in real life? Interestingly, William Gao never appeared on a show before, and while Heartstopper was his debut, it really wasn't easy for him. Even in the auditions, he had to go through 4 different rounds until he was finally selected for the role. What most people don't know about William is that he's good with music too, and has even been part of a local band. For all we know, William Gow is pretty secretive about his life, and for now he seems to be single, but news of him mingling with Yasmin Finney are also going viral. But you never know. The Loner. Jenny Walzer is playing the character of Tori Spring, who is the rebellious sister of Charlie. Heartstopper is her first significant project, and before this, she has only worked in Midwife, and it wasn't that big of a role. Fun fact about her, Jenny is a huge enthusiast for water sports. She's an avid reader as well, which is absolutely fantastic, and Jenny has been spotted sitting in the parks quite a few times, so she has a love for nature too. Just like most stars on Heartstopper, Jenny is very private about her life and doesn't share a lot on social media. People are yet to know about her parents, siblings and friends, but the filmmaker has said about Jenny that as soon as she started her audition, we knew she was going to play Tori. Too much pressure. Darcy Olsen is also an important character in the Heartstopper novel, so it needed to be executed really well. Kizzy played it flawlessly. They're non-binary and people are happy that the series got so much representation. Also, this show is their acting debut and it wasn't easy for them to land on such an important role. Reports reveal that while the show was filming, Kizzy was in a turmoil because they had to manage the show and their A-levels simultaneously. They still did pretty well in the show despite being under immense academic pressure, so kudos to that. Not interested in fame. Fasio Akinde, playing the character of Mr. Ajayi, really cracks us up in some moments. He's been acting for over a decade now, but he actually wanted to be a gymnast and had no interest in acting whatsoever. He has also done some remarkable theatre plays and has been part of The Tempest and Antony and Cleopatra. The most interesting thing in his career happened when he voiced the live-action video game Blood and Truth, so all the gamers out there, yes, it was Faseo you heard in the game. Even though he's been in the acting industry for so long, he's still not into the loop of millions of followers because he just isn't interested in oversharing. In fact, he doesn't even use social media and has disabled all of his accounts too. The Teenage Filmmaker. Cormac has played the character of a high school delinquent in such an authentic way that it would literally remind you of your high school nightmares. Cormac has not acted before at all, and in his debut he nailed it to the level that we might actually start hating the guy because his acting looks so genuine. He is still 17 but will turn 18 this year, and at this age we hear controversies about newer stars, but he was staying away from all the buzz. He also plays rugby and soccer and has starred in a music video too, which most people don't really know about. But what is interesting is that just at the age of 17, Cormac has become a filmmaker, writer, director and editor. The A-lister. Olivia Colman. The Oscar-winning star played the character of Nick's mother. But what is interesting is that even the cast of this show didn't know that Olivia Colman was going to be in the show. Obviously, she's an A-list celebrity, so she has her own protocols, but according to Nick, when she stepped out onto the set for shooting, everyone's jaws literally dropped. The writer and producers were keeping it a secret. This was a surprise element for the audience in the show, and Olivia Colman wasn't even included in the cast lineup to have this "what?" moment while watching the show. It really is interesting to see newbies and Oscar-winning actors working together. Which of these characters is your favourite from the cast? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for watching.